is going on, everyone? Kevin here for channel Mana Leak, doing yet another cons pre-release draft. So this is my second one. It's actually kind of back-to-back with the other one. I just felt like playing a second one, so I am doing so. I don't think Trap Essence is what I want to be doing for... Maybe if I was already in Teamer, I would just snap that up and say, okay, it's pretty good in what we're playing. But I don't want to be first picking a 3-color card unless it's really powerful, and I don't think that one's that powerful. I've had this card played against me. It usually is a pretty good removal spell, and it also can go to the face, so it's not a terrible card. That's reasonable. Dragon Scale Boon I like a lot. Feat of Resistance is also pretty good. I like actually Molting Snake Skin, but in the right kind of aggressive deck. I think I'm going to take Dragon Scale Boon. That's a pretty unexciting first pick. It's between that and Master of the Way. I'm not really crazy about Dragon Ice Savants. I think I'm just going to take Dragon Scale Boon. Feat of Resistance is pretty good too, but I'm not sure which one's better. We'll take Feat of Resistance. Changed my mind. Instantly regret taking the Feat of Resistance over the other spell, because that would actually go with Villainous Wealth, and I think I'm going to play Villainous Wealth, because this card is sweet. It's pretty Sultai-y, but you get to exile a bunch of cards and cast them without paying their mana costs. You do have to get probably up to like 7 or 8 mana for that card to be sweet, but it's going to be oh so sweet. What are my other options? Don't care about this or Quiet Contemplation. Bring Low's pretty reasonable removal, if not super exciting, but instant speed removal. Not terrible. Horde Chief's okay. Smite the Monstrous I think is pretty okay. We could stick with white and take one of those cards. I like the War Shrieker a lot, actually. I think the War Shrieker is a pretty sweet card. But here I think I'm going to take Villainous Wealth and see if we can't pick cards in those colors. Here I like Debilitating Injury. A lot of red cards here. The Barrage of Boulders is pretty reasonable. I think the Wind Scout's pretty good. I actually like the Loxodon quite a bit, but I wouldn't take it probably this early. Even Salt Road Patrol is pretty good. It's just a 2/5 for 4, and then you can outlast it. But I'm going to take Debilitating Injury here because that's just a nice removal spell. Here we have a couple options. Water Roll is pretty sweet, although it costs a lot. Force Away is pretty good, your average blue, bouncy kind of spells. What else? The Ponyback Brigade and Mardu, but if we're trying to play Villainous Wealth, we're not super close to Mardu. I mean, you want to stay open, I think, even in this kind of a set, although maybe not as much in this set, because if you're going 3 colors, you can probably still force through 2. Probably. I don't know, this is only my second draft, so I could be completely wrong on that. There's some Fixing, which is, I think, pretty good. There's also Throttle. I think I'm going to take Throttle, because as of right now, it looks like we've got more black cards than anything else. Not that Throttle's that exciting, but we're going to take Throttle. I mean, removal's pretty good. Removal's removal. Almost by definition, removal is removal. Here's an interesting pick. I still like Smite the Monstrous. I like Hooting Mandrills actually quite a bit. There's another Force Away, another Bring Low. Some pretty good cards. Mind Swipe's actually pretty good. Late in the game, you can counter a spell and then deal like 6 or 4 or something to the face. That's pretty brutal. But we're pretty far away from blue-red in that we only have one card that has blue and no cards that have red. So even though we're only on pick 5, I think I'm okay passing that along. For either Force Away or the Mandrills. And here I think I'm going to just take the Mandrills. I think I'd rather be black-green, splash blue. And, okay. So maybe we're in the right colors, because here's a Sultai Charm, which is in the colors we're trying to play. I don't know if it's the best charm, but destroying a monocolored creature is pretty good. And yeah, it's probably not the best one, but that's still not bad. Also, Disdainful Stroke I think is pretty good. We Fate, Longshot Squad I even like quite a bit, so yeah, I'm going to pick up the Villainous Wealth, and lots of treason going on. Lots of treason. here, I was going to take Bitter Revelation, but I think I'm just going to take Rite of the Serpent, the 1/1 green creature token snake is pretty irrelevant, I think, most of the time, but killing whatever you want is not irrelevant. So we're going to take that, plus we're pretty heavy black already, so sticking with that is good. Here our choices are Cancel, which we don't look like we're going to be heavy blue yet, a 2/1, which is fine if not exciting, or a 4/2, which we don't really have. I'm not even sure actually which one of these is better. Probably I think the Highland game's probably better. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think the Highland game's probably better. Here I can pick up the Molting Snakeskin. Tygam's Scheming I don't think is very good even in a pretty Delvey type of deck, but right now we only have one card that has Delve written on it. I'm going to go ahead and move the Feeder Resistance over. Our deck would be better if we had the thing we almost picked up over Feeder Resistance, but so be it. Blue-white doesn't do us a ton of good. I don't think Secret Plans is that amazing. We'll take the Snakeskin. Maybe Secret Plans is good, and I just don't know that. I don't think this Mardu Warshrieker should still be here. This guy is pretty good. It is early in the format. People are still learning it, but attacking, playing this guy, and then playing a Morph on turn 4, like, you just have instant board presence. But Monastery Flock, Glacial Stalker. I think I'd rather have the guy who gets kind of big than the guy who can block flying. I don't know about that. I don't care really about any of these cards. I guess I'll pull out the Blazebringer and red, white, black. Just apparently no one's playing red. Even the lands are red in this, so no one's playing red. That's okay. Our deck is not super exciting, but we do have a couple Sultai cards that seem okay. We're at least in a we're at least in colors. Wooded Foothills. I think that is actually worth something. I would love the Spellwing Saddle Brute, but let me check up in the old Wooded Foothills, because I'm pretty sure that's worth 5. Yeah, I can't pass 5. Sorry. Cannot pass 5. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. It's a pre-release Swiss 15 tickets lose value draft. I'm not going to pass almost 5. If it wasn't here, I would happily snap up this Bellowing Saddle Brute because this card is sick. But it's not here. Or, I mean, it is here. It is here. So I'm going to take it. Here's Suspension Field, which is a sweet card, but in a color we are very much not playing. Not interested in Hardened Scales. Swarm of Bloodflies is better in an Abzan type of deck where because it comes with the +1/+1 counters, so stuff that works with +1/+1 counters, you get obviously an added bonus there. Now I can take Dragon Scale Boon. That is also a lot better in an Abzan deck. I might take Swarm of Bloodflies anyway. The Hate Blade obviously is in white. Savage Punch is, yeah, it's okay. This is a pretty uninspiring pack for us, but I'm going to take the Swarm of Bloodflies and maybe it'll do something for us. Some pretty good white cards. I think white's pretty strong in this set. So, unexciting 6/5. I think these guys are actually probably okay. I guess if you're casting them for 5 mana, they're a 3/5 Death Touch. It's not amazing. Winter Flame is amazing. I think that card is super good, but we're clearly not really playing red. I think Riverwheel Aerialist is fine. Here, I think that's probably our best choice. Maybe Scout the Borders would be fine for our deck. We're not super Delvey yet, and this guy, while expensive, is still a 4/5 flyer for 6. That's never that bad, I don't think. Okay. Here we got the Abomination of Gudul, which is a common, but it's a sweet common, and it happens to be right in our wheelhouse. So that's going to be the pick here. If not that, I would pick up the Set Adrift. Okay. Not interested in Howl of the Horde. Master of the Way, yet again. We got, for us, could pick up an okay sideboard card, although we do have a couple flyers. I guess we don't want it played against us. Awaken the Bear is okay, but for us I think we want Bitter Revelation. Last time I played that card, I didn't ever actually get to cast it because I was always in a race or casting other stuff, but it seems like it should be good. Sultai Banner, I guess, would be okay, but hopefully we're not in trouble. I guess we do need to pick up some fixing. You don't want to play just straight 3 colors, no fixing. That's not ideal. So as I say that, I could pick up the Dismal Backwater, or I could pick up this guy who's pretty... I mean, I only played one draft, but I've watched a couple other drafts. This guy seems to overperform, because when you morph him, he beats everything. A 6/7 just flat out beats everything. That being said, we're already kind of strong on our high end, but the morphing makes it nice. Alright, we're gonna take him. That might be not smart, but we're gonna do it anyway. But I'm gonna do it anyway. I could take a 0/6 morph, show me yo hand. Counter target spell with converting mana cost 4 or greater. I think that's actually probably pretty fine in a deck like this. There's also just another 2/1, which is an early gamer. What do we got? We got 1 morph, 2 morph, 3 morphs. So we got 3 morphs in like a 3-spot style. I'm gonna take the 2-drop. Here, I think these cards are actually not terrible, like any of them except for the one in our colors. I do not want to play the Kira Dreadmaw. I guess I could take Cancel. We're pretty much black-green splash blue though, so we're never going to play that card. Which card don't we want to play against? Hordling Outburst maybe? Hateblade? I think Hateblade's probably the best card. Okay, this time we are taking the Dismal Backwater. I think this guy's probably playable and fine. I think these are fine. All of these are probably fine, but we do need to start getting some fixing, and that is in our splash color of blue. So that's good. There's another 2/1, but it isn't really, like I said, it is our splash color. I'm not super excited about taking it here. Molting Snakeskin's good too, but not really when you have no creatures. I'm going to take... I'm going to take another Snakeskin. That could be completely wrong. I'm going to do it anyway. Scout the Borders. I might play. We'll see if we pick up any other Delve. I'll just take a Barrage of Boulders. I don't think either of those cards are super playable. I will take the Sultai Banner. I'm hoping not to play the Sultai Banner, but it is at least our colors. We do have to play it. In fact, this deck is pretty expensive, although... Yeah, no, it's just pretty expensive. Some of these guys morph. But, let's see. Herald of Anafenza. I don't think that's worth anything. But again, gotta get your value. The fact that those all say Torment means probably not. Herald of Anna, 0.3. Yeah, I don't need that much value. So we'll move on from that. What do we got here? Whole bunch of cards and colors that are not really ours. I guess the Sultai Scavenger is probably the best card. especially if we do play something like Scout the Borders. There's also just a 2/2 here, but the flying 3/3 flying with some delve, that's actually probably what we should be trying to do. The Battle Priest is sick. I think white is the best color. I really do. Meandering Tower Shell, 5/9. When it attacks, exile it. Return it to the battlefield under your control, tapped and attacking at the beginning of the declare tappers. It's like one of the more confusing, interesting cards, I guess. That seems kind of good, right? 5/9 Island Walk. I mean, a lot of decks are probably playing islands. If not, it's a 5/9 which can block. 5/9 for 5? And what the hell? I think we should try that card. I think we should try it and find out. I like the Nightblade. It's slow. It's not super exciting, but I like it. The Teamer Charger's fine also. Aerostorm pretty good. Another Hooting Mandrills. Jeskai Wednesday out also pretty good. But I want to try this guy. It's pre-release. Let's try it, guy. I like double green. I'm not a huge fan of double green, but wow. Okay, so here's a whole bunch of cards that are sweet in decks that aren't ours. So this land doesn't work for us. Neither does the Mardu Charm. Although Mardu Charm is pretty badass. We're pretty far from casting it. We're closer to casting Teamer Charm, but not that close. So we're going to move along. Feed the Clan sucks. Got Archer's Parapet. In this pack of sweet cards, do I really have to take Archer's Parapet? I think I do have to take Archer's Parapet. Holy crap. Again, Taigam Scheming, I guess, helps with delving, but I don't think that's what I want to be doing. Maybe if it was an instant, maybe. Alright, Archer's Parapet it is. Not super excited about that. There's a Sultai Charm number 2. I think that's what we want to do here. Weave Fate's fine. Misfire Weaver is fine. But yeah, we'll take another Sultai Charm. I think we gotta look at trying to pick up fixing. In fact, we're almost gonna have to play the Sultai banner. We are interestingly much more black-green than blue. I mean, there's this guy, but he morphs. There's this guy, but he morphs. This guy only takes 1 blue. And then we just have our Sultai cards. So we're pretty much black-green. Here we could take a Singing Bell Strike, which I don't think is that amazing. It's alright. The Krumar Bondkin, which is okay. Or Death Frenzy. I don't know how good Death Frenzy is. It's hard to know how good Death Frenzy is. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the Bondkin. It could be sweet. It could be like the most awesome card that I should have absolutely taken, but I'm not sure about that. Here's an interesting choice. Another Sultai banner. I definitely don't want to play 2 though. Become Immense. I'm not gonna make any jokes about that. It's probably been there, done that, right? Everyone's probably already heard those jokes. That's pretty cool. I mean, you can just win out of nowhere if you give your guy +6/+6, but I think I'm going to take this guy. It's a morph and make him unblockable, which is what I would be trying to do with the Wind Scout anyway, so I'm just going to take that guy. Alright, another Just Kill Something, which is pretty sweet, but I'm going to take another Mandrills. Not getting quite as much fixing as I had hoped. I guess I passed a lot of it. Scion of Glaciers is probably the best card here, but we're not very blue. I don't really want to take a double blue card that requires blue to do stuff. Black-red would be sweet if we were playing those colors. Crippling Chill is a good card, and it's fine being in the splash color, I think. I'm not going to play probably a 4/2 Hexproof Prowess. The Snow Rider's probably the best card, so I'll just pull it. I guess I take a Monastery Flock here. I don't think I want to play 2 banners. mean, I guess Rakshasa's Secret kind of works in this deck, but we'll just take the Monastery Flock. It's another 3-drop. I'm not sure what we're playing exactly in this deck yet. We might only play one of these Snake Skins, especially since, depending on what creatures we're running, all the fixing's not in our colors. I guess I'll take the Scheming. I don't think I'm going to play it. Same with the Dutiful Return. Same with another Snake Skin, so I'll just take a Swift Kick. I mean, we do have 2 Mandrills, and we do have a Sultai Scavenger, which is incentive for Delve, but I don't think to the point that I want to play bad cards for it. What about Scout the Borders? Scout the Borders seems considerably better than Taigaum Scheming, I think, because you can grab a land and still delve it up, possibly? I don't know about that. Not super sure. Had to take this Wooded Foothills, so if you're mad about that, sorry, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. Probably only want 1 Snake Skin. Got a pretty nice... Debilitating Injury's good, only saw 1 of those. Excuse me. 2 Sultai Charms are good. Sultai Banner is probably going to make the cut. In fact, I think it pretty much has to make the cut. Villainous Wealth is going to have to get moved to, geez, like the million slot. I'm going to move the Loxodon over to the 3. Same with the Bondkin. Pull Scout the Borders down here. Throttle down here. I'm going to move the Mystic of the Hidden Ways over there also. Same with the Glacial Stalker, Abomination of Gudul. I'm going to leave those in the 6th spot for now. Okay, so our deck is pretty expensive as it currently sits. Do we want to play Scout the Borders? I don't know. It seems like this may not be a molting Snakeskin deck. That's a more aggressive card. So I think I'm okay cutting that one. I like the Scavenger and the Mandrills, and like they probably should be between the 4 and the 5 slot, really. I guess I'll just put them in the 5s. I like these cards. I think Bitter Revelation works pretty good in this deck. Crippling Chill also seems like it's pretty good. 2 Sultai Charms, definitely not cutting one of those. A random Monastery Flock maybe goes in the sideboard. I think I want to play 17 lands in a banner, so I want to cut one other thing. Let's see how we're doing on colors. We're pretty heavy black-green, a couple Sultai Charms. I mean, definitely want to hit a blue, but it doesn't have to be early. Most of these things I'm going to cast later in the game anyway, so I don't need blue early. Probably only need a few blue sources, but still want to run 17 lands and a banner, because my deck is still pretty expensive. So whether I want to play a Scout the Borders or not. Seems like Scouting the Borders might be pretty good. Grab a creature or a land, and then fill up your graveyard for... Really, I only have 3 Delve Guards, and they're not even that important to get stuff in the graveyard. Maybe it's better to not play this. We got 4/5, 3/2 can't be blocked, 5/3, 6/7. That's a defensive card in this deck. Definitely not an aggressive card in this deck. That's alright, probably. What am I choosing between? Scout the Borders and some random card like a Glacial Stalker, maybe. Or maybe a Bondkin. I think I'm going to cut Scout the Borders. We're not that heavy with Delve. We got 3 cards, and yeah, playing like Sultai Scavenger turn 4 would be great, but we might be able to do that anyway. So let's do this. Add lands. What does it suggest? 6/6/4. That would give me 6 blue sources if you count the banner, 8 black sources, and 7 green sources. That can't be right because we need green. That gives me still 5 blue sources. I may not even need 5. I might only need 4. Let's see. Definitely need the green. Maybe that gives me 9 black. Actually, let's go. We do have a double black. Also have a double green. A couple double greens. 9 green sources. 8 black sources. 4 blue sources. I think 4 blue sources is fine. Alright. I think that's what we're going to try. You can let me know. Like I said, this is only my 2nd draft of this format, so it's very possible, this deck needs Scout the Borders. Or it's very possible, what are you doing? You shouldn't be playing, I don't know, pick a card. Whatever. But, it's draft 2. And we're gonna go see what happens. Maybe Monastery Flock is the nuts, I don't know. I'll bring it in against decks with a lot of flying guys. But anyway, we'll go to round 1, see what happens, and yeah, that's what we're gonna do.